Welcome, everyone, to the Shake and Bake Next Gen Series. Race 2 of 20 takes place at California Speedway here in Fontana, California. You see the track temperature on your screen, 78 degrees, 55% humidity, partly cloudy, winds pretty calm, 4 miles an hour coming from the north. Track temperature-wise, it's 105 degrees, pretty hot. How the driver's going to cope with that? This is the hottest it has been throughout the session. 27 drivers are going to take part in this race. Who is going to come with the victory? Here is the starting grid. Tanner Johnson took pole position, his first pole position, ahead of Eric Stamp. Teammates there on the front row. Tyler Stooksbury prevented it from being a 1-2-3 for Color Teal Motorsports. Logan Breakey qualified in the 4th position. Caleb Smith qualifies 6th alongside Gilberto Javier-Gomera. Row 4 is Evan Coleman and Matt Hummel. Row 5, Bennett Allen and Matthew Dyer. Then you have row 6, Joseph Lester and Jared Ziegler. Looking at the next page here, you have row 7 at the top of your screen. Shane Therrien and Joey Chapman making up row 7. Jason Carmen and Austen Storey making up row number 8. Row 9 is Trenton Jump on the outside of Christian Gomez, who we watched in qualifying. Not a great qualifying effort for Christian Gomez. We'll see how he recovers during the race here. Jonathan Woods makes up part of row 10 alongside Kevin Young. Austin Jordan and Jacob Grant make up row 11. Then it's Will Bussler and Bronson Packard. Packard we watched at the end of qualifying, not completing his second lap in qualifying. Row number 13, it's Tom Bourne and Bronson Stafford. Stafford, the winner at Daytona. He's won the last 2 races here at Fontana. Can he make it a third? He's going to have to go from near last place on the grid to make it happen. But if anyone can, it will be him. And then last on the grid, Mike Tellier in the number 97. So both the Sky Motorsports cars sitting at the back of the field as we get ready to be underway. Pace car is going to roll off here to get us rolling on the formation lap. So here we go. Tanner Johnson on the front row. Will lead us to green here. "27 cars. All of them going at it. Pacers going to take the hard left in the pit lane. It's on Jonathan's call. But we are racing at Fontana. See how everyone handles lap 1 here. Absolute chaos, and there's crashing behind. Chaos all over the pack. Damage there for the 8 car. 54 gets through, 61 gets through. That 5 car is all torn up. He disappears from our camera here for a second here. We're going to see if we can take a look at it. Almost ready here. So I believe it starts with... We'll focus on the 8 car here. Oh, Jared Ziegler. Eight car on the outside. He almost makes it through. Gets clipped at the very end there. That is how that all occurred. We're going to go back to current time here. Here we go. See where everyone stacks up. Looks like we have a bit of an error with the leaderboard here. So we'll give it a second. Saying Stafford. There we go. Now it's fixed. With Eric Stamp, Logan Breakey in the 29, Matt Hummel, Matthew Dyer, Austen Jordan, Jason Carmen Jr., Brockton Packard, Mike Tellier, a few cars half pit. Tom Bourne just came in the pit lane. So that means that the top 9 have not pit yet on lap 1. So here we go. It's going to be Eric Stamp, Logan Breakey, Matt Hummel, Matthew Dyer, Austen Jordan, Jason Cameron Jr., Brockton Packard, Mike Tellier, and Christian Gomez, top 9. Tanner Johnson, the pole sitter, in 10th. Lights are on the pace car, which means we're going green at the end of this lap. It'll be on Eric Stamp's call. See how he handles this first restart. It's Stamp, Breakey, Hummel, Dyer, and Stamp goes on it early. Breakey wasn't ready for it. But we are back underway here at Fontana. Lap 5. And there's a crash further behind. And that's why. That is the 8 car. Pace car is out. But he is out of this one. Here's why. See him just snap and get loose there. Look at it again from a different angle. Snap loose and tight. Nice closer angle there at exactly how it snapped on him. Single car accident, but the caution has come out. Here we go. Two car getting a lap back there. That was Jonathan Woods. Getting back on the lead lap. He was involved in that lap 1 accident. Top 4 have not come to pit lane yet. Stamp, Hummel, Breakey, and Jordan have all stayed out. We'll see how this comes into play. Brockton Packard's the first car that has pitted already. Then it's Dyer, Cameron Jr., Tellier, Gomez in 9th after a pit stop there. Actually, no, excuse me. It looks like it's still something that it's not a pit stop. Timing has had a bit of an error. Lights are on the pace car, so we're about to go green after the second caution of the evening. One car out, that is the 8 car of Jared Ziegler. After being involved in both the lap 1 and the lap 4 accidents. Puts him out of contention for the evening. We're back underway. Eric Stamp. Once again, getting off to a really good launch. We'll see how it fares. It's Stamp, Hummel, Breakey, Packard, Jordan, Tellier, Dyer, Cameron Jr., and Gomez. Jonathan Woods coming back down pit lane. The other 25 car still running. Brockton Packard up to the front of the field. Can he stay there? The answer is no. Hummel's back to the front. 97, and Mike Tellier is up to second. Tellier gets to the bottom of the track, gets to the race lead. Stamp's going to go for second. Tellier trying to lead a lap here. We're on lap 11. Lap 11 of 100 here at Fontana. There's the 2 car coming out of pit lane. See a giant mass of cars coming out of turn 2. That 2 car is going to try to stay out of the way here, it looks like. Okay, he's going to stay on the outside here. Probably the wisest decision to make. As the field comes bearing down on him. Tellier leads another lap here. As we complete lap 12. It's chaos behind Tellier, Breakey, and Packard going at it. Packard dropping down the order a little bit on the inside lane. Outside lane's the fastest place to be, but how's it going to do on tires? You gotta watch out, watch out. There could be an accident here. And there is. The 46 up and over. That's Trenton jump. And that's an accident. Pace car is rolling. But a huge accident here. All right, go back and look at it. Here we go. Yeah, the 93 moved in front of the 15. And you watch the 15 just couldn't check up in time with the 53 behind him. And that 46 goes for a tumble. '61 came to a stop. Brockton Stafford there. So we're back under yellow for the third time on lap 15. So third caution of the day here in Fontana. Really early going. Brockton Packard in the front of this field in the 88 car. A look at who's who for those that are new to the broadcast. And there's your make and model and the car number for all the cars in this race. Packard, the 88 Chevrolet. Caleb Smith, the 12, the very colorful rainbow Ford Mustang. Tanner Johnson, the Polestar, the 23, and the Toyota. We're down 2 cars now. Trenton Jump officially out of this race after taking a wild ride in turn 1. Pace car. Lights are off. As you go through turn 2, the lights are coming on, the sun is setting. Again, 100 laps, we've gone through 17. A lot of work to do for these drivers. Back underway for the 4th time. The initial start and 3 restarts Packard immediately moved to the outside lane. Gonna try to put both lanes here on this restart. Johnson with a really good run. Caleb Smith did not get such a great start here. You have Austen Jordan here on the inside lane. That's the 28 Red Bull machine. Tyler Johnson started on pole position, trying to get back to the race lead. There's the 5 car. Jacob Grant. He was involved in the lap 1 melee. Used his fast repair, and now he's back in it. Johnson led that lap by mere thousandths. Looking at the front of the field. Packard trying to step out a little bit here. We'll step out. Had a little bit of help from Jacob Grant. It's a hornet's nest right now. 3 cars out. Bennett Allen has joined those out of this race. Jonathan Wood's still in it, albeit 2 laps down. It's 23, still on the lead lap. A lot of shuffling. Tanner Johnson still leading. Caleb Smith making his presence known. There's the 61 Bronson Stafford. The Daytona race winner, the points leader. He's won here twice the past 2 seasons. Can he make it 3? Can he go 2 for 2? A lot on that 61. He started 26th. He's up to 4th. Looking really confident in that 61 machine right now. He's still on the top lane there in that Ford Mustang. It's a Mustang in front. Mustangs all over the top 10 here. One Toyota in the top 5, and it's 3rd place. That's Tanner Johnson, the pole sitter. Then it's 4 Chevrolets. Looking at the 88 car. As he sits on the outside lane. Packard trying to hang in there. The 97 doing a really good job as well. Here's how much everyone's gained so far. Packard's up 21 spots. 22 spots. He's battling with Tanner Johnson right now, who's trying to stay in prime real estate right now. Packard's up 22 spots. Stafford's up 19. He's battling with Jacob Grant here, who's also up 16. A lot of gainers in this top 11. And then everyone pretty much down below 11th. They're trying to minimize the damages from those 3 early yellows. But the biggest gainer right now is Brockton Packard. Center of your screen at 88. Now being doped to the inside of by Matt Hummel. One of 6 rookies in this field. Hummel was the best finishing rookie. And there's a crash. That was a nasty accident. That was Kevin Young, I believe. See, that's the 5 car again. That's Jacob Grant. We'll go back a little bit here and see what happened to him. Second accident he's been involved in, and he does not have a fast repair anymore. Ooh. Yeah, he came up there a little bit on the 97. And the 97 had a 38 on his outside. There was not a lot of places for him to go. That's really tight for a 3-wide situation. You don't want to move up that close. I have to wonder if maybe he didn't know. Let's look at the 5 car now. Going back around. Here's a look at Caleb Smith back up at the front of the field. They're approaching the pit entry now. Everyone's going to come into pit lane. See some damaged cars further behind there. That's 38 without the front nose piece. He's going to have to use a fast repair if he hasn't already. A lot of people losing fast repairs. If there's something that happens late on in this race, they're not going to have a backup plan. We're on lap 26. We're a quarter of the way through this race. 74 laps to go. Austin Jordan has not been in pit lane yet. Everyone else has blinked. This could be interesting. Austin Jordan has stayed out. That 28 machine. There's the 28 coming in. Not a great move on his part. He's going to lose spots here. He's going to give the race lead to Tanner Johnson, the pole sitter. Bronson Stafford, the 61, up 24 spots in the second place. He'll be on the outside of the front row. The lights are off on the pace car. Stafford's going to move to the inside. Johnson picked the outside lane for the restart. Smart on him. So Johnson on the outside, Stafford to the inside. The outside lane is faster, but if pre-season testing is to be believed, then the outside lane is going to be slow. It's going to wear the tires more, whereas the inside lane is going to be more conservative on the tires. You'll be able to get more out of them. It'll be interesting to see if that's true still, and if so, how much is that difference, and are people willing to sacrifice it? That'll be something that'll be interesting to know if we get a green flag run going here. It has been a pretty wild start of this race for the Fontana 200. We are back to racing here. After the fourth yellow of the afternoon, sun is quickly setting behind the grandstands and over the mountains here. Johnson with a really good run. Is that too good of a run? We'll see what happens here. Caleb Smith looking really good. Smith to the inside immediately in front of the 61 of Stafford. That's the 38 of Therrien. Also in the running, trying to get by the 23 as well. It won't happen. Who's going to lead this lap? Is it the 12 or the 61? We're going to see across the line. That was the 12. 12's going to lap lead here. Outside lane does have the momentum on its side. But again, it's bumpier. Is it going to wear the tires more? We're going to find out. We'll see who decides to bail on the outside lane first and see if that helps them. 4 cars out. Grant has joined Allen, Jump, and Ziegler in the DNF queue. 23 still running. 22 on the lead lap. Jonathan Woods, 1 lap down. Everyone else on the lead lap. That's Mike Tellier. And 97. He is losing a lot of speed here. Not sure what's going on with that 97, but he is way off pace. Losing pace more and more. He's already 13 seconds off. That's a problem for that 97. Back to the front of the field where all the action's at right now. Caleb Smith still leading. Gomez in second. Packard third. Therrien in fourth. Therrien dropped down to 7th in a hurry. They are all driving for position. There's a car on the inside. No idea who that was, but they all made it work. Smith and Gomez. 1-2 now. Not sure who it was that separated those 2 packs, but they were on the apron, and because of it, there now are 2 packs. You see the formation of those 2 different distinct packs. You have the lead pack and everybody else. We'll see what's going on here. We're on lap 32. These laps are starting to click away. This is the longest green flag run we've had so far this race, knock on wood. Everyone's still jockeying for position while the tires are fresh. Everyone's running the bottom right now. At least everyone's leaning on the bottom a lot right now. We'll see how long that stays. Yeah, you see right there, the 12's moving to the bottom, the 48's moving to the bottom. It's leaving the 88 high to dry a little bit. Somebody flipped the wall there a little bit. That's a problem. Has the caution come out? Tellier's come in. Now, someone clipped the wall, but we're still good. We saved it. That was Tellier. Tellier came into pit lane. It has retired from this race. We're down to 22. Keeping an eye on the front of this field. Smith, Gomez, Packard, Storey, Breakey, Hummel, Stamp, Bussler, Stooksbury, and Javier-Gomera are the top 10 as of right now. We're on lap 36 of 100. Everything's sort of starting to settle down here. We have a small little breakaway here at 4. Everyone's starting to get single file, minus a couple. It looks like tire wear is beginning to sink in, even for those that have been running the bottom this entire stint. Tire wear is beginning to limit how far people can do anything. Joey Chapman has entered pit lane. And it looks like he warped to pit lane. He got towed. That could be day done for Joey Chapman. May he have tagged the wall. That could be game, set, match for Chapman. We'll have to wait and see here. We'll wait for official confirmation that he is out of this race. For now, he's still in pit lane. 20 on the lead lap. Chapman is done. We're down to 21. Lap 39. Now underway. Laps are starting to tick by rapidly. A little bit of jockey for position going on here. It's Smith, Gomez, Hummel. Packard is trying to make his way into third. See if it works out for him. Down all the way to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make any momentum work. Looks like he's going to lose at least once. Another spot here. Yep. Logan Breakey jumped in front before he could fill that gap for fourth. Packard's going to edge off for fourth, but he can't clear it. Teammates are going to work together to close that gap. He's going to have to go the long way around and pass everybody in order to get into that gap between Gomez and Hummel. Thank you again to everyone for making our first broadcast on ABN a very special night so far. We're on lap 42 of 100. We're glad you joined us for the Shake and Bake Fontana 200, part of the Shake and Bake Cup Series, the Next Gen Series. One week ago, it was Stafford that won. Stafford's won here Auto Club 2 times before. Is the defending winner of this race. Can Bronson Stafford in that 61. I'll take a look at him. Can Stafford, he's in the middle of all this mass of cars. Can Stafford win once again? Can he go back-to-back here at Daytona? That was the question we asked before the race went green. Right now he's sitting in the thick of it, 17th. As he battles in the second group, it contains the 23 of Johnson, the pole sitter. You got Jason Cameron Jr. in that 18 car, the 44 of Joseph Lester, the 28 of Austin Jordan. This is a wily little group here. Racing it out amongst themselves. They are outside the top 10. This is 12th on back. The lights have completely set here in Fontana. Lights are on, sun is down. This is where the conditions get a lot cooler. Show everyone a bit of the weather here. Track temperature has dropped significantly. And that'll change how these cars drive. Take a look at the 61 strategy here. See how wild everyone's pit stops have been. This is the top 9 in positions. So you see Smith's pit stop strategy. You see Gomez, Hummel, Breakey. You see the top 9. This is everyone's top 9 for the pit strategies. Bussler's already stopped 4 times in this race. Packard stopped once. Everyone else stopped twice. There's 5 sets of tires. And we have to, obviously we're not sure, but if Bussler has used 3 sets of tires, that puts him in a really bad spot. Surely you would assume those that pen on lap 1 did not take any fresh tires on that one. You'd like to assume that no one took fresh tires until about lap 15. But we don't know. We just know when everyone came in the pit lane. And that is some crazy numbers. Looking at the dashboard of Smith here, that's the speed he's running and the gear he's in. 5 gears in this next-gen cars. It is an 8-car breakaway, led by Caleb Smith and Christian Gomez. Eric Stamp in 3rd in that 53 car. Then it's Logan Breakey, who did not have a great race at Daytona. Matt Hummel, the best finishing rookie at Daytona. and currently the highest rookie in the points. Then Brockton Packard in that 88 car. He is dropping back a little bit here. Packard's going to drop down to 8th behind Austen Storey and Tyler Stooksbury. See who can do what here. Top 8 on their own. And you have a couple, like an island of 3 or 4 that are about 3 seconds adrift, and then you have a set of cars that are 7 seconds adrift. And then you have Kevin Young, who's trying to stay on the lead lap here. He's 17 seconds off the pace. And then Jonathan Woods, who is 1 lap down. Pit stops should be beginning in a few laps here. We're not entirely sure when. We've not seen a full green flag stint. Drivers have kind of just been going until the fuel number says to come in. So we will be approaching an interesting situation, and you see the times of the speeds have started to drop down a little bit, dropping down to the 160s through the corners. Whereas at the beginning of the run, they were still up in the mid-170s range. Dropping down 67, 66, 65. For unloading out of turn 4 and coming across the start-finish line at 175 for the race leader. .181 into turn 1. Big lift by the race leader down to 164. Look at his lap times real quick. Best lap is a 40.3 for Caleb Smith. It's not showing on the data, but it is showing on my end. 40.3 for Caleb Smith, 41.6. So they've lost 1.3 seconds on average here over the length of a run. Someone's in. Lester's in. Pit stops may have just begun. Lester at pit exit. Does anyone blink this time? No one from the main group does. Does anyone further back? Johnson does. The pole sitter comes into pit lane. Lester now fully 1 lap down. He was exiting pit lane. We saw him start rolling. The pole sitter came in on his own. How much will that matter? We're over halfway through this race. The pit stops have well and fully begun. Does anyone at the front react? A lot of cars come in. A lot of cars come in. Here we go. Gomez comes in. The 53 comes in. A lot of cars in the pit lane. We're going to keep focused on the group that stayed out. Smith, Packard, Storey, Bussler, and Therrien. Top 5. Javier-Gomera is staying right at the edge of this draft. Could be his lifeline to stay in the top 10 group. He was just outside of it. Everyone checked up a little bit because of the pit entry, and that allowed him to get into it. And everyone comes in. There was a little bit of contact there between the 10 and 38, Bussler and Therrien. But they all make it in safely. Props to them. Matthew Dyer is going to stay out. Lap led for him. New race leader, Matthew Dyer. How long can he stay out? He comes in one lap later. Keep a look at Caleb Smith here. Yeah, Packard, Smith coming around. They're definitely going to get past Dyer here. It's a matter of by how much. Where does Dyer sort out here? He's at pit exit. He is just going to drop back a little bit. So Smith back out front. We'll see how racy everyone gets here. We're on lap 58. Smith not afraid to use that outside line, that's for sure. As they go 3 wide for a moment. Packard slots in behind Smith. Gomez on the inside. He's got help from Breakey. Gomez to the race lead. Christian Gomez to the point. He's going to stay up to 29. The 19 of Stooksbury also in the conversation right now. So Gomez is going to stay on the bottom. Despite the outside lane being faster, he's going to stay on the bottom. Probably the best for the tires as well. 29 gets clear of the 12. 12 slots in line. 19 slots in line. Top 5 in a row. Then a little bit of space between them and the second group in the top 10. And then it's 7 seconds between them and the second group of cars that make up the rest of the field. Breakey gets past Gomez here. Leads a lap. Smith to the inside. Everyone is spread out just a little bit. But we have a fantastic green flag run going right now. We went back to racing on lap 27. Haven't looked back. Over 30 laps of green flag racing so far. And counting. Less than an hour of racing so far. We've passed the 60-lap mark. 41 second lap times on average here. We'll see what happens as everyone uses up the fresh tires. It's Breakey, Gomez, Stooksbury, Smith, Packard, Stamp, Therrien, Hummel. We see 19 blinked a little bit there. Top 10's closing in. The gap between Breakey and Javier-Gomera is just around 2 seconds. Everyone else is within that braking zone in the top 10. Almost drafting distance for Eric Stamp in that 53 car. He's in 6th. We'll take a look at the intervals. Green means the gap is closing. Yellow means the gap is opening. White means no significant change. Less than a second between Stooksbury and Stamp. That's the drafting distance. Can he stay in that range? Can he get closer? Watching the race leaders as they get a little bit more racy. The more that they race, the better it is for the second group of top 10 cars. Breakey still leads that lap. But this top 10 is getting really close. Look at who's driving what. A lot of Fords in the top 10 right now. It's Fords and Chevrolets all over the top 10. The best Toyota is the pole sitter, Tanner Johnson, in the 13th position at the moment. 7 seconds is the gap between the 10th and 11th place cars. A lot of work for them to do if they are going to get back into this. The top 10s all together, all within a second. Keep an eye on that 29. Kevin Young in that 72 car about to go a lap down. The 12 trying to get back to the front of the field. He's led so much of this race so far. Led the most laps so far of anybody. You can safely assume he might get the most laps led unless Breakey can lead all of this next stint, which doesn't seem as certain as what it did for Smith in that first green flag run. Smith's dropped down to third, but it is a pack behind him. This will help jumble the field up a little bit up front. Very racy. Breakey, very comfortable with that outside lane. Is it the smart move? Caleb Smith says it doesn't feel like a smart move. Brockton Packard's also down there with him. So is the 10 car. That is Will Bussler. Gomez keeping his nose in it. Spin up in this top 3. All of this middle stanza. Despite not qualifying well, he's been up here. He has the race car under him. That 48 machine. That Ford Mustang. Could absolutely be a threat. Stooksbury. Sitting firmly in third. Stamp in fourth. Hummel fifth. Therrien in sixth. Javier-Gomera up to seventh. 94 of Javier-Gomera. Making some moves here. Trying to get into the top 5. Good to see him up and about. Packard, Bussler, Smith. That is the top 10. That is everyone in this lead group. Keep an eye on that second pack, though. They have shaved 2 seconds off. They were over 7.5 seconds behind the race leader. They are down to 5.5. Bronson, Stafford leading this line, and that's why. The inside lane. Stafford and Cameron. Bronson and Cameron Jr. leading this inside line around, and it is working so far. 5.5 seconds and counting, and it's diminishing here. Pit stops won't be coming until after lap 80. That's the next and probably the last round of pit stops. Is lap 180. We've had a really good green flag run. The race here last season went cautionless. Are we going to see the race end that way? With no other cautions. We've had 4 already in this race. All of them were before lap 25. We have not had a caution at all since. Lap 70 underway. Keeping an eye on this second pack. This is 11th through 18th. Someone has clipped the wall. Not sure who. It's Javier-Gomera. Gilberto Javier-Gomera, the 94 car. We'll see damage on that right side if we get to it. Yep, there's damage on that 94 car on that right side. Gomez up to the front right now, behind Logan Breakey. Kevin Young about to go a lap down. He's on the bottom. Being good, being patient, staying on the bottom and out of the way as much as he can. He knows that this lead group's been largely using the top lane, so they're going to have to use the top lane to get by him. A smart move. Don't make the leaders change lanes to get by you. Not now. Less than 30 to go. 29 to go, to be exact. Fords 1, 2, 3. Stooksbury, the first Chevrolet in fourth. About to lose that fourth spot to Eric Stamp, the 53 machine. And you see the gap closing so much. Stafford and Carmen Jr. absolutely doing a phenomenal job. They've shaved over 3 seconds off. That's the gap. Just a little bit ago, you couldn't see them in the same screenshot. Now they can see each other, and that train is moving. Absolutely phenomenal work so far by that group. We'll have to keep an eye on them. It's closing rapidly. Bussler's gotten past Stooksbury. That's for 8th. Javier-Gomera, despite tagging the wall, is back up to 7th. Packard 6th. Smith looking to the inside. Smith looked to the inside of Stamp real quick. Decided to step back in line. Top 5 are all Fords. 6th through 8th are all Chevrolets. 3 Toyotas in this field. All 3 still running. All 3 in the conversation in that second pack. Johnson, Coleman, and Storey. The other 24 cars that started this race for either Ford or Chevrolet. So Toyota's not in large supply. But they were quick in qualifying, and they're leading and contributing to that second line, gaining 3.5 seconds this stint alone. Can they close that gap anymore? Stafford's within 3.7. This could be a really big deal. How much can you make that line move? You see the tight end loose off guys. 2 of the schemes being run, the 94 and the 53. Some Spotify paint schemes here. Pit stops have begun. 75. Breakey, Gomez, and Stamp have all come in. Everyone's in pit lane. The top 3 all came in. Therrien stayed out. Nobody's coming in this time. Now the top the lead group are down 3 cars. That second line could absolutely close in before pit stops. All of the cars in that second lane are now below 4 seconds. Oh my goodness. And now they've got the 3 cars that were leading the lead group. This is going to be a big, big momentum changer here. Right as we get ready for the money stops. Have to wait and see here. Wait, Gomez is in again. Gomez in again. It's a speeding penalty. A speeding penalty for Christian Gomez. He's got a stop-go. He's got a stop-go penalty for speeding in pit lane. That's gut-wrenching. 100% gut-wrenching. He was running top 3 the entire middle stanza. And it's all gone wrong. From contention to last car running for Gomez. He was kicking himself a little bit after Daytona. He's going to be kicking himself bigger and even worse now. Terrible luck for that 48. Doesn't take much to speed here at Fontana, and I'm willing to bet it was right at pit entry. Willing to bet it was right at pit entry. He's going to come out 2 laps down. The only car 2 laps down. Cars coming in. The 12 coming in. That's Smith, and oh, wow. Very brave on the brakes, the 93. Did he make it on speed? It looks like he did. But that was close. The 88 moving to the inside. He's got an earlier pit stall. The 88 is going to make it in. Gilberto Javier-Gomera in the race lead now. He's got a lap lead. Bronson Stafford, the 61. They're all together. So everyone's coming out here. Here is Jason Carmen Jr., who is now the race leader. He is battling with Tanner Johnson, Evan Coleman, and Matthew Dyer. A lot of cars coming out of pit lane. Jumbled up mess of cars. A lot of cars had to serve penalties. A lot of penalties. I can count 4 more that had to come in. Race leader comes in. Johnson and Coleman stay out. They're staying out longer than Dyer did. And Dyer stayed out longer than anybody last time. So it's Johnson and Coleman. Coleman and Johnson are both together here. They're less than half a second apart. You can see the difference between new and old tires there. The 23 just got left standing. Cameron's in pit lane. He's out of pit lane now. Cameron, there he was on the apron. This 23 is playing a long game. Coleman's in pit lane. So now it's all on Tanner Johnson. The pole sitter. Trying to gamble on it. What can Tanner Johnson do to make this overcut work? Because it is an overcut. A significant overcut at this point. It's 25 seconds between him and Austen Jordan. Jordan has also not picked. But Jordan is 25 seconds down. Not in consideration at this moment in time. The first car in line that has pit is the 53 of Eric Stamp. Stamp and Logan Breakey pit on lap 75. Everyone else is pit on 79 or later. Except for the top 2. Speeding penalties got a lot of drivers caught out there. Javier-Gomera, Carmen, Bussler, Woods, Stafford. Woods was already a lap down. Stafford, though, and Gomez suffered the most from speeding penalties on that money stop round of pit stops. 15 laps to go is what we're coming to. When does Tanner Johnson come into pit lane? He might be coming in now. No, he stays out. He was riding that white line like he was thinking about it. Stays out. 15 to go at the line. Again, thank you to everyone that has tuned in to ABN's coverage of the Shake and Bake Next Gen series. It's been a very special first night for me personally, but for ABN as a whole. It's been a memorable race. 4 cautions at the beginning. Lap 25 was it. We've been caution-free since then. Over half the race has been caution-free. We've had 2 green flag pit stop stints. Feeling pretty lucky. There comes Tanner Johnson into pit lane. And so does the 72 of Kevin Young. They're both in pit lane. What does Austen Jordan do? They were hoping for a yellow, but everyone's too spread out to make that happen, it looks like. Jordan is coming in. There's Jordan coming in the pit lane now, and that is the glob of cars coming around to take their rightful positions now that everyone has come to pit lane. Across our finish line, it's Eric Stamp. He's not led this lap. He will lead the next one. Stamp, Breakey, Therrien, Smith, Hummel, top 5. Top 7, all Fords. Absolutely wild. Here we go. This is going to be a sprint to the finish. I tell you that much. Stamp, Breakey, Therrien, Smith, Hummel, Dyer. It's a group of 3 on their own, and everyone else trying to catch up. How well does this go? Jordan going a lap down. He is going to be battling for the lucky dog. Him and Stafford. Stafford will take that lucky dog position. The first car 1 lap down. That is very important. If a late race caution comes out, it'll determine who's on a lead lap and who's not. The 2 car. Jonathan Woods. Now 2 laps down. First car 2 laps down. Christian Gomez in this conversation piece right now. He's 2 laps down. Not battling for the lucky dog position, but he does have the pace. The cars that he is behind right now, Stamp and Breakey, are the cars that he pit with back on 75. So they have stayed together, even despite Gomez's pit penalty. That says a lot. Stafford's first car 1 lap down. Jordan and Young also 1 lap down. Gomez and Woods, first cars, only cars, 2 laps down. As it is a top 6 Ford Fiesta. Yeah, they're Mustangs, but it's a party here for Ford. Top 6 are all the blue oval. $11 laps to go. Getting some Daytona vibes all over again. A lot of drivers would love to lock themselves into the playoffs right here, right now, before Christmas, before the holiday season even really kicks off. There's 4 races that open up the season, then the holiday break for Christmas and New Year's. Who's going to get themselves an early Christmas present? Storey's up high. That's not Storey, that's Stamp up high. That's trouble. That's trouble. That's trouble. That's trouble. And that's Breakey. That's trouble. That's caution. That is a caution. 10 to go. And we're going to rack them up. Oh, no. Oh, no. Stamp's involved. Logan Breakey's involved. Massive damage for Logan Breakey and his car. Gomez looks like he was involved. Jonathan Woods might have been involved. We'll take a look. That's a little bit late. Oh, that's net code. It was a tight ooh. A hard side impact. It just pulled all three cars together and created such a pandemonium effect. Here we are, we're back at it here. Woods in pit lane, Gomez in pit lane. Therrien, Smith, Dyer, Stooksbury, Lester, Hummel, Packard, Storey, Stamp, Coleman, top 10. But that was vicious. A lot of cars gonna blink. Take an extra set of tires here. A lot of cars did. Therrien, Smith, Dyer, and Stooksbury did not. They were the front runners that didn't. See how the race off pit lane goes. Looks like Johnson's gonna he's got the first pit stall. So Johnson's coming out of pit lane. No, Johnson's just entered pit lane. Excuse me. So it's gonna be Lester, Packard, Johnson. Sorry. Lester, Packard, Storey, Javier-Gomera, Bussler, Bourne, Stamp, Breakey, Johnson, maybe, then Hummel. And Bronson, Stafford, who got the lucky dog, coming in now. We should be going green with 7 laps to go. Should be. That's the key word, should. It's Therrien, Smith, Dyer, Stooksbury, Carmen, Coleman, and Packard. Top 7, Lester, Javier-Gomera, and Storey round out the top 10. For what has been a wild first night for ABN's coverage of the Shake and Bake Next Gen Series. Some shakers and movers throughout the day. Here here's how much everyone's gained and lost so far as we get ready to approach the final stanza of the Fontana 200. Biggest gainer has to be that of Brockton Packard. 16 spots for the 88 machine. Lights are on the pace car. We are going green with 7 laps to go. Sorry, we'll be going green with 6 laps to go. My mistake. Pace car's pulled in. It's on the 38's call. And Therrien picks now to go. We're racing once again after the 5th caution of the day here at Fontana. And he's got quite a jump. Three wide behind him. How long does the courtesy last, and when do they stop holding back? I'd say right about now. It's 3 wide for the race lead. That's a 38 in the middle of the 12. 38 gets turned sideways. Can he save it? No! Caution's back out. This one's a big one. The 61 got checked up. Several cars were able to get checked up in time to let it all go by. That's the 88 car of Packard. Bronson, Stafford. There's Brockton, Packard in the 88. We're going to rack them up and do it again. Now, I believe we have green white checkers here. I'll have to wait for official confirmation here. Or if I can find in the rule book here. I believe we have green white checkers. I'm not sure how many. Give me a second to look through on that. We saw that accident happen live. 3 wide for the race lead, and they just ran out of real estate. 12 car was part of that. He's going to come in. No, he stays out. Despite being a piece of that. Confident he can stay out. Bold, bold, bold call. He's also on some of the oldest tires in the field right now. He last pitted on lap 79. I'm looking. I know we have at least one. Confirmation says 3. Okay. All right, so there's confirmation that there are 3 green-white checkers. '28 car. Jordan has a lap back. Back on lead lap. 17 cars on the lead lap. Kevin Young in pit lane. Therrien, Gomez, and Woods also in pit lane. You're not going to want to miss this. Kevin Young back on track. A few cars still in pit lane. Breakey, Hummel, Lester, Jordan. Gomez is officially out of this race. It looks like Woods will be too. A little bit of a blinking moment, some latency from Storey. That is Austen Storey, the 45, the Austen machine. Lights are out. This is not a green-white checkered attempt. All right. A natural green-white checkered. How about that? This does not count as a green-white checkered attempt. So we technically have 4 more possible restarts if we need it. Here we go. Caleb Smith, Evan Coleman, Matthew Dyer, Jason Cameron Jr., Austen Storey, Eric Stamp, Gilberto Javier-Gomera, Tyler Stooksbury, Will Bussler, and Brockton Packard top 10 on this restart. The 6th caution of the race. Will this be the last? We will find out. And a reminder of all the car numbers here that we've seen today. Smith in the 12, Coleman in the 51, 99 for Dyer, 18 for Cameron Jr., 45 for Storey, 53 for Stamp, 94 for Javier-Gomera, 19 for Stooksbury, the 10 for Will Bussler. And then the 60, 61 for Bronson Stafford, and then the 88 for Brockton Packard. We're back to racing. How quick does it last? Oh, I'm going to jockey for position here. I feel like this one's not going to go well. Actually, it might. No. Hold on. That was the 10 that almost got loose there and wrecked. Keep an eye on him. And it's up at the front. That's the 53, and there's even more wrecking. Oh, no. Caution's out. Now we have an attempt. That 45 went up and over. And this is what happened. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Ooh, the 44. Hard impact. What? 44 helped him out. Some courtesy there to keep him fast from the toe, but that was the weirdest flip I've seen. He did go up and over. Here we are, lap 100. Now we have a green-white checker. This will be interesting. No one's going to come in now, I don't think. Now that you know that this could be the end of the race, I don't see anybody else coming in. And not unless you have damage. Of course, if you have damage, you can come in, but no one in this top group's going to come in. There's a 53 coming in, which we kind of made sense. That's actually the 94 that came in. 29 of Logan Breakey's come in. 19 of Stooksbury's come in. Storey, Lester all come in. Therrien's in. I think Therrien's been in. Jonathan Woods is out of this race. Everyone's trying to get some repairs done to their car. We're going to be going green in a couple of laps. Lap 104 is now the final lap of this race. And 72 back on the lead lap. He's not out of it. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Smith, Coleman, Carmen, Dyer, Packard, Bussler, Johnson, Bourne, Stafford, Hummel, top 10. Again, here's the full list of everybody who has been a part of such an amazing first night for ABN. It's been a show. An absolute show and an absolute treat so far. Let's see how this one ends. Smith, Coleman, and Cameron three of the oldest tires in the field. Then you have Matthew Dyer. No, yeah, Matthew Dyer's in fourth. He's also on old tires. Everyone else is on fresh tires. Will that make a difference? We are going to find out. Again, this is the Shake and Bake Next Gen Series. This is ABN's coverage of it. Light's going to go out on the safety car here. We're going to go green at the end of this lap. Everyone's going to double up. Stooksbury exits pit lane right on time to stay on the lead lap. 17 cars lead lap. Gonna give it one more shot at least, maybe three. To see how far we get. I'm gonna begin to say, we're starting to run out of cars. We're already down 10. Heard some contact noise there. Not sure why. I'll have to wait and see. Hopefully someone's engine didn't let go. That'd be a horrible way to end it. Right here at the end of the race. Smith has done a fantastic job. He's been a front runner all race long. He's been in the conversation the entire race. Then you have some people that have not been up here until the very end. You have Coleman, you have Carmen Jr., you have Dyer, who was very unorthodox in his pit strategy, but it's worked out for him. Packard's been up in the top 10 quite a bit. Well, Bussler's been at the very tail end of the top 10, but that 10 car's been there. Tanner Johnson, the pole sitter, coming back at the right time. Bronson Stafford, he won Daytona. He's trying to win 3 in a row here at Auto Club. Can he do it? He's in 9th. Hummel in 10th. Pace car is taking the hard left. And we are back to racing here at Fontana. 2 to go. Will they make it back to the white flag? Moment of truth. 18 on the apron. Clipped it just a little bit. Getting to second place. It's Smith, Carmen Jr., Packard, Coleman, top 3 and 4. Entering turns 3 and 4. Packard to the inside. 88 drifts up just a little bit. 23 gives him a shot. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go at Fontana. Smith, Packard, Coleman, top 3. Packard's running to the outside. They're wrecking behind. Wrecking behind. 88's got the advantage at the moment. He's clear the 12. Can the 12 do anything about it? 88 runs high. 23 on the bumper. 23 looks at the bottom. Moves the 12. The 88's got it. 12 crashes. It's a drag race to the line. The 23 bumps him. It's a photo finish. Packard got it. What a finish. Johnson wrecked across the line. And Packard got it. First career win for Brockton Packard. And what a way to get your first. Holy cow. We've got to look at that. We have got to look at that. We've got to look at that again. From a different angle. Across the line. What a finish. That's almost 6 cars across. at the finish of that race. What a finish. We'll go back to it here. Slow motion this. Oh yeah, he definitely moved the dorm a little bit. I don't think he meant to shove him. But oh my goodness, across the line. Let's go back here a little bit. Give me a good angle of this. That is the margin of finish. 27 thousandths. 500ths determine the podium here. That's wild. Absolutely wild. And we have a first-time winner. Oh my goodness. What a finish. And look at the finish. Look at the finish for this is for fourth. That's wild. The 51 got fourth. Dyer, the 99, got fifth. And the 10 of Will Bussler got sixth. The 18 of Jason Cameron Jr. got seventh there. Wow. We'll go back here. Your unofficial rundown for the Fontana 200. You see everyone coming in. A lot of congratulations coming in for Packard making his first career win. Yeah, 12 all torn up. A lot of celebrations here. A very popular victory here. I believe it proves to seem. What a wild finish. What a wild finish. Brockton Packard, race winner. Here at Fontana, going to push him into the victory circle. I don't think he has fuel. I honestly don't think he has fuel. What a race. What a race. There is your race winner. Brockton Packard. He is your race winner at Fontana. Bronson Stafford remains the points leader, but now we have two cars locked in to the Shake and Bake Next Gen Series playoffs. Photo op is done. Gonna push him to back beyond the pit wall here. You got some interviews to do. Don't go anywhere. Post-race coverage begins here very shortly. They're gonna push him to. They're pushing him to. They're pushing him through pit lane. This is amazing.